Well, good morning, sixth graders. You're going to get your lesson here for today and tomorrow. From Thursday and Friday, we'll check everything next week and on Tuesday. And remember, you don't have class Monday. But we're talking about prepositional phrases as adverbs. Now, we have done this with adjectives, and I had warned you about this coming, that the prepositional phrases can be used as an adverb. That whole phrase is going to be used that way. So if you look on page 232, please, and we'll go ahead and read together the instructions there. It says a prepositional phrase that modifies a verb, an adjective, or an adverb is called an adverb phrase. An adverb phrase usually answers the question where, when, how, or why, just like a regular adverb would answer. In 1858, Theodore Roosevelt was born. Now, here's going to be the difficulty for you, okay? And I emphasize to you all the time, and I know some of you just don't feel like doing it because, mostly because you're just being lazy. Maybe you've lost it. Of course, you can always go back and find on page 270, I think it was 270 or 240, yeah, 247, that's what it is, 247, the preposition list. And but prepositional phrases as adverbs, prepositional phrase, the word in is a preposition. And all three of these have the word in. You'll find in, to, from. All those are very common ones. The word at, the word about, after, before. All of those prepositional phrases. You'll get used to them as you work with them. Now, if you've been working with them this year already, then it shouldn't be too difficult to recognize them. But the whole idea here is you have to recognize them because those are the things you're looking for to be your adverb phrases. And so it says then in 1858, Theodore Roosevelt was born. The adverb phrase modifies the verb was born. Was born when? 1858. Ryan is good in school. All right? It's modifying the adjective good. Ryan is good. Good where? In school. We will visit you later in the year. In the year modifies the verb later, or the adverb later. So adverb later, visit you when, later. How much later, or when later in the year. Okay, and so that's the idea of what you've got to recognize. Now, identifying which one it modifies, that can be a difficulty. And so as we go through some of these on the think there on page 232, what I want you to do is I want you to focus on trying to figure out, first of all, where where your phrases are, your prepositional phrases. So, in fact, right now, before I go over them, and this is on you, I'm not there. This is why I have class normally together, but I'm not there to test you. And this is for your benefit, though, to try to do this. So right now, put the video on pause. And as you put the video on pause, then right after you come off of pause, and I want you to do numbers 1 through 5, all right? And I'm going to give you those answers right afterwards. If you really want to figure out how to do this right so that on the test you're going to do well, I would suggest you go ahead and do your best at trying to find it. And then we'll go over the next part together, okay? So go ahead and pause the video now. All right? Now that you're back from after pausing the video, what you have then on number 1 is at every opportunity is your prepositional phrase, so that should be circled. Number 2, to the playground should be circled. Number 3, in the house should be circled. Number 4, with God should be circled. And number 5, after the meeting. Now you've got to figure out, you've done those 5, now you've got to figure out what they're modifying. So again, I'm going to ask you to pay attention to what you're doing, go through the process, think through what it could be modifying. Don't just guess. Don't just guess. Really try to work at it, and then go ahead and pause the video now, and then I'll come back and give you the answers afterward when you're ready, after you've done those 5. Okay, now that you've done those 5, here is what number 1 modifies. Number 1, at every opportunity, modifies the word show. Show when at every opportunity. And what is the subject in that sentence? Anybody know? Right? It's not kindness. It's not opportunity. It is the understood you. You. This is a command. Show kindness. At every opportunity, show kindness. All right, number 2, to the playground, should be modifying are taking. You may have found taking, but you got to remember those helping verbs and those helping verb phrases. Are taking. Number 3, in the house should be modifying or is modifying somewhere. Number 4, with God is modifying impossible. Number 5, after the meeting is modifying soon. Now that you've done that, I'm going to give you a warning on number 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 2 of those sentences have more than one prepositional phrase in there that are adverb phrases. And so you'll find 2 of them that have more than one. And so pay close attention and then look to see what they are modifying. Ask those 4 questions. Does it answer where, when, how, or why? And that includes the adverbs or adjectives that it might be modifying. All right, so let's go back real quick, though. Look at number 1. It says, at every opportunity, show, and show when. So that's modifying a verb there. Number 2 is also modifying a verb, are taking. All right, on number 3, he left his wallet. He left wallet. All right, so that's a direct object, wallet. His is an adjective. And then answers the question, left wallet where? Somewhere. Left somewhere. All right, and so somewhere is actually modifying left, but then somewhere, where somewhere, and that's in the house, and that's modifying that adverb somewhere. Then on number 4, nothing is your subject, is your verb. With God is modifying impossible. Nothing is impossible. Nothing and impossible, predicate nominative for impossible. It's an idea, and so person, place, thing, or idea, remember, can be a noun, and so predicate nominative, and then with God is modifying that. Oh, nope, can't be a noun, can it? Because with God is an adverb modifying impossible. Oh, I know what. Yeah, that's right. What am I thinking? It's not a predicate nominative. It is. No, it should be predicate nominative. I'm not sure why that is. I'll have to look into that one later on. Maybe I can figure that out by the time I get back to you next week. Number 5. After the meeting, of course, it's modifying soon, but it says we will be leaving as your verb. We as a subject, will be leaving as the verb. When? Soon. Soon. When? Soon after the meeting. And so after the meeting is modifying soon, which is an adverb as well. And so I'm still looking at number 4, trying to figure out. Yeah, I have to think through that one because it doesn't seem right, but I might be wrong on that. All right. So then look at 233. And so now, diagramming adverb phrases. It works the same way as the adjective phrases. Of course, it just depends on what it's modifying. Now, that's the difficult part. Because if you can't figure out what it's modifying, then you're going to put that part in the wrong place. So, this is what I want you to do for this part of the assignment. I want you to do the evens only. I want you to identify not just the subjects and verbs. I want you to identify every single word for these 3. Okay, I want you to do subjects and verbs for 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12. But for number 6, for number 8, and for number 10, I want you to identify every word in what part of speech it is. All right, and so I'm not talking about subject, verb. Subject is not a part of speech, and verb is not a part of speech. If you want to identify still as a subject by underlining, I want you to do that too. But I also want you to identify each word as a part of speech. And I'll give you an example. I'll do number 12 with you just to show you what I'm talking about. So for number 12, Matthew is ready for the race. Let me get my board here. So Matthew is ready for the race. And some of you may have already figured out that the subject, and I'll go ahead and write the whole sentence out here first. The subject is Matthew. All right, we know that the subject is Matthew and is your verb. You have a prepositional phrase for the race, okay? And so that prepositional phrase for is a preposition. That is a part of speech. Race is the object of the preposition, but what is it? It can either, object preposition can only be a noun or a pronoun. In this case, this is not a pronoun, this is a noun, all right? So we put N over top of that, and so you can see what I have so far. Matthew. Now, what is Matthew? What part of speech is that? Okay, that is a noun. It's a proper noun, but it's still considered a noun, okay? Then is the verb, so we've got this so far, all right? Now, the question we ask ourselves, all right, what about the word the? The is If you know a, an, and the, they're all articles. They are always adjectives. Okay, and so we have now everything except the word ready. All right, and so the word ready there is, anybody know? Okay, so ready is an adjective, predicate adjective. The word is a linking verb, linking Matthew. It describes Matthew, ready Matthew. All right, that is describing him. And so that is an adjective. So that makes this whole prepositional phrase then an adverb phrase, which we know all of these are going to be, the ones that are in here, an adverb phrase that modifies ready. Ready for what? For the race. Ready, how? For the race. That's how he's ready. He's ready for the race. And so that prepositional phrase would be modifying the word ready. So that's what I want you to do just on those three, 6, 8, and 10. All right, this will help you to start to identify things. And I think, in fact, I'll tell you what, I'll even be kinder to you. I really want you to work on that. And so what I want you to do with that is only do those three, 6, 8, and 10, including as far as diagramming. Okay, so only those three. I'll mark it down. 6, 8, and 10. And so those are the three I want you to do as far as every part of speech on there. Okay, and also identify and then also doing the diagramming for that. All right, so spend a little bit of time on it. You don't have a lot to do. You do have, of course, this page to finish. It's only 5. This is for Thursday's assignment. This is today's assignment. Okay. This is what I'm giving you for Thursday. Now, for tomorrow's assignment, for Friday, your next page, turn over to 151. All right, in fact, I'll go ahead and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and mark this down. Since you're supposed to watch this video, what I'll do is I'll make a second video and I'll mark it as Friday's video. But I'll go ahead and put it out on Thursday, today. I'll go ahead and put it out there. It'll say Friday on it. If you want to do both of them today, that's fine. If you want to do Fridays over the weekend, that's fine. You've got 4 days or 3 days off. 4 days if you count not having class on Friday. That should work fine. All right. So I will go ahead and do that, and I'll do another video for it, and we'll see you later. Bye.